Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Allie, and today I'm going to be telling you guys a story time about how I got stranded at the airport when I was 8. Long story. So basically I went up to Texas to visit my aunt, and I wasn't alone, I was with my sister, and she at the time was like 13, I think, so we were both like really young. And so we went up there, it was cool, you know, but then it came time for us to come home, and things did not go as planned. Yeah, pretty scary. So our family is like notorious for like running late to things and like not being there on time and like just missing things. Like, don't know how we thought it was gonna work out, but we thought it would. So yeah, like it comes time for us to go fly back home from Texas to Florida, and my aunt and grandma bring us to the so like we wake up and they decide to get breakfast, and instead of like going to like McDonald's or like something fast or like making food at home, they decide we should go to IHOP with like a big group of people. Like I don't remember how many people, but it was like at least like 5 because we were like saying bye to people. Yeah, so we go to IHOP, we eat breakfast, eat breakfast, and the like IHOP place is like taking a long time. Like I don't know, I think they were behind or like super busy. So we are like running hecka late to the airport now. I don't know why they just didn't like leave early for breakfast. I don't know, I was 8. I didn't do the planning. But yeah, I just remember like driving up to the airport and already being like super stressed. Like I think when we were like pulling into the garage, we had like 30 minutes till our flight, and like I remember my aunt being like, this is why I don't go to airports. I don't even know. Sorry, I had to yawn. Yeah, so we're like super stressed. We get in line to like do like the checkout and like the security check and everything. And I remember like the person in front of us was like running late too, but like they had like 30 minutes at that point and we had like 12. Like I'm pretty sure it was like 12 minutes when we were like getting our bags checked. And yeah, and like they like check us and everything, but then it comes time, like I don't really remember exactly how like the little steps are, and like it's really late, I'm sorry. Love me or hate me, gotta pick one. Yeah, so I don't remember exactly like how everything works at airports, but basically it came time to where like only people with a ticket could go forward. And so like my aunt and grandma weren't gonna do that. I think like even if like we got there on time, they still weren't gonna do it. I don't know, like at the time like you can get like a guest pass like if you have kids, and like that way they don't have to like go alone. Yeah, so then they send us on our own. Fend for yourselves, kids. Yeah, so like and I remember like we had to like run, like we had like less than 5 minutes at this point, and so we're like
running through the airport
and like trying to make our flight, you know, and then people are like, stop running, and we're like, okay, and so like we just casually jog. And I just remember like getting up to like the like thing where you get on the plane, and my sister's like, oh, we're here for like this flight, and they're like, man, that flight left 2 minutes ago. And my sister was like, you're kidding. And they were like, no, actually, like, we're not kidding. And at the time, like, cell phones weren't really like a huge thing. It was like 2008, so like they were kind of a thing, but like not like a thing, you know what I mean? So my sister had like a minute phone, and she only had it because we were going on this trip without my parents. And my mom had used up all the minutes. Like my mom and dad bought 10 minutes for the phone. My mom used up 9 of them talking to my aunt as a test trial, and then she never got off the phone. Real safe. Yeah, so my sister had like less than a minute left on the phone, so she calls my aunt, and she only has time to say, hey, we didn't make the flight. And then my aunt was like, you didn't? And then like the call hung up. So yeah. So now we're in the airport. No like way to contact anybody other than the fact that we barely got to tell my aunt that we didn't make the flight. And it's not even like we can go up to like someone and like borrow their phone, because our parents, who are in another state, like states away, they don't have a cell phone either. Real safe, I know, don't worry, they got one after this, lesson learned. But yeah, so I start crying. I'm like, what, are we gonna die? And then my sister's like, fuck you, like you're not helping, you know, like so we're gonna die. It was very stressful. Anyways, we ended up finding this, like, actually, I think they were both, like, Wendy's workers or something. Like, they both worked in the airport. And so we, like, meet them somehow. Like, they see that we're two lost children in the middle of nowhere. They're like, can we help you? And we're like, we're lost, help. Yeah, very stressful. And, you know, like, my sister started crying and they didn't know what to do. And I was like, yeah, we missed our flight. And they were like, oh, like, do you want to call your parents? And we were like, they don't have a phone. It's a very, very stressful situation. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, and so I just remember, like, for, like, a couple, I mean, maybe it was, like, an hour, we were just, like, walking around with them. We didn't really know what to do, so we were just, like, following them. Yeah. Because they didn't want us to be alone, but there was also, like, nothing that they could do to, like, help us. Yeah, I don't know. But eventually, now I don't remember, like, the whole story because I was so young and I probably blocked everything out. Trauma. Eventually I see, like, my aunt and my grandma, like, walking towards us with security, and I start bawling. I'm like, he found us. It was very stressful. But yeah, so that happens. So yeah, we find them. Good, but it was, like, an hour later. I know, like, I can't talk. But yeah. So we found them, and then they were able to, like, get us a new flight, and then we eventually flew home. But what happened on the other side of the story with my parents is nobody told them that we missed our flight. Partially because they didn't have a phone, so we couldn't really tell them. So I guess, like, this airport left a note for that airport that that we missed our flight, and to tell our parents. But my parents didn't know, so they were, like, sitting there waiting for us to get off the flight, and then the whole flight boarded, or unboarded, and we never came off. And so I know my mom had a panic attack, and she was like, where the fuck are our kids, Bo? And Bo was like, I mean, my dad was like, yeah, fuck, I don't know. And so they had to go up to, like, the flight attendants, or, like, the TSA agents, whatever they're called, and we're like, hey, like, where's our daughters? Because they were supposed to be on that flight and they didn't get on the flight. Do you know what happened? And they were like, ah, yes, are you Bo and Shannon? We have a note for you. They were not happy. Not at all. Not at the flight attendants, but, like, just with the situation. But yeah, that's the story of how I was stranded at the airport. It was very scary, but I don't really remember all of it, so I can't really tell you all of it. Sorry. But yeah, lessons learned from this story. Don't let your mom use up all your minutes on your phone. You don't have to worry about that, though, because now we have iPhones. Bring a coloring book, because if you're ever stranded in the airport, it gets very scary and very boring. Bring money for food, because it was honestly, like, such a starvish hour. If you like the story, go and watch all my other story times. They're much more interesting, I hope. Follow me on social media. I have my Instagram, my Snapchat, my TikTok. I'm very active on TikTok, so go follow me on there. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what kind of other story times you want to see, or challenges, or makeup. I don't know. I try to do it all, man. Just so, like, I don't know. I can't words. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.